Hello friends, my name is Sarah. I'm the artist and maker behind Denim and Rain. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I am doing a sketchbook tour, which I'm very excited about. Typically here on my channel I do knitting project videos, and at the end of those I will share some of my recently finished art, and a lot of you have been commenting on my art and saying that it's really great. So I decided to make it a little more front and center and do a sketchbook tour of everything that I have finished in these two sketchbooks in 2022. I got both of these at the beginning of 2022 and have filled about a third of each book. So I wanted to kind of spotlight them and show you what all is in them. Now, both of these books are filled with paintings using gouache. If you don't know what gouache is, it is a fabulous medium that has become probably my favorite. Used to be watercolor, still love watercolor, but I really like the ability to layer gouache a little bit more than you can with watercolor. So I like that opaque nature of gouache, which is really fabulous. But anyways, gouache is kind of like a cross between watercolor and acrylic. So it's taken a little bit of learning to get used to it, and I'm still not there. I still want to continue to grow my skill with the medium, but we're getting there, and you'll kind of see the start versus the end that I've improved a little bit. Not as much as I want to, but you know, it's just part of it, right? Okay, and then any of the links to any of the supplies that I use, the paint that I use, and the sketchbooks will be down in the description box below, along with all the other things, the places you can find me, Instagram, my website, where you can buy some prints of the paintings that I have in these, as well as my Ko-Fi in case you want to buy me a cup of tea, because I don't drink coffee. And then, yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe to support my channel. Let's get into it. All right, so here are the two different sketchbooks that I've been working on filling in 2022. I will have both of them linked down in the description below. So I'll start with this one first. This is the one I started with first too. So yeah, I would say I've probably improved since the beginning of the year. This one actually didn't start out as this painting. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like this sky, and then I had a tree over here, and then it was snow, and I hated it so much, so I did this. I don't like it that much more, but, and then this one was just, I don't know. Over here we've got a little forest painting with a little cabin, minimal details, pretty simplistic. Same with these forest scenes on this side, pretty simplistic. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about them. I do like this one. I took the time and did individual leaves. I'm very impatient, at least I've gotten better at being patient with my paintings, but here is where I started to exhibit a little bit more patience with my paintings. But yeah, very minimal morning sunrise with flowers and spring and stuff. And then over here are some hydrangeas, which are my favorite flower. Again, pretty simple, minimalistic. This is probably my least favorite page in this one. Second least favorite, because I do like this one. This one is probably my favorite on this page. I don't like pinks and purples very much, so I don't really care for these ones, but I do really like this one. I like the moodiness of it, and yeah, it just turned out very nice. I do like the angles of my buildings in this one, just not a fan of the colors. So I kind of want to do another one of a skyline like this, but at a different point of the day, or just like with a different colored sunset. This one is probably my absolute favorite in this book. I love this painting. I'm going to scooch it a little closer too. Yeah, it's just still stuck with me. It's definitely one of my favorites. I love the lighting in this one. The details are really good. It just overall turned out really fabulous, and I love that it spans like almost both pages. Yeah, super good. And then just a little one over here. I want to do more pages that have a format like this, where it's kind of like using more of it and just kind of a different layout. I guess. This one I really like. I really like the grass in this one. I think it turned out really good. This one, same thing. I really like the lighting through the grass. I think it turned out really good. I've been working on this year painting what is like actually there and not just what I imagine in my head, because you know, grass is green, but when light is hitting it, it's not always green. So starting out with the sun hitting it in just a way that where it's actually pink, and then fading into the green as it gets closer to, you know, you as a person. This one's probably my least favorite. I did this for a collection that I released online that went with stitch markers for knitting. So I had painted these teeny tiny little resin things and I wanted paintings to go along with them, so I did these, but they were very minimalistic and simple and they're not my favorite, but still glad I did them, just not my favorite in the world. And then this page, I wish I had done more mountains on this side and hadn't made it so flat, like hill and then into these mountains, but I still think it's really pretty. I like the boldness of these sunsets, and then the softness of these daisies make me nice and happy. Okay, we have a fall page. I love autumn. I think it's really fabulous. So I have kind of a more bold like tree scene over here. Now this is supposed to be a river, but I feel like it kind of looks like a road. I don't know. I was gonna touch it up and make it look a little more river-like, but I didn't, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I really love this area of the painting where it's definitely like more the hills in the background. I feel like that turned out really good. And then I have to give you a close-up of this one. This is just a moody little mushroom forest scene. I really like it. I think it turned out really well. The little dewdrops hanging off of the mushrooms and everything. Super duper pretty. And then just a more subdued autumn scene over here, which I really like. Okay, and then we have the last page that I have filled in this one. I have the rest of it to fill still. This is basically like that transition between autumn and winter where things have died, but there's still that occasional thing that's hanging on. So I love when like echinacea flowers are still in bloom, and like this is from a photo, well, inspiration from a photo from my garden. I have like yarrow and dandelions in my garden, and then I had echinacea in another garden, so I just kind of put them all in and made this really pretty moody floral, which I really enjoy. So yeah, got a bunch more to go. I'm really looking forward to filling the rest of this in 2023. Okay, notebook number 2. I did paint the cover of this one with like watered down gouache, and then drew the monstera, which is very in my old style of drawing. Not that I don't draw like this every now and then, but I was very more, I don't know, more into this. Now I'm more into this. But this is also another book full of my gouache paintings. I didn't do this in my other book, but I tend to, in my sketchbooks, always leave the first page blank. I don't know why. I always have the intention of once I fill it, I'm gonna go back and put one, like do the same painting or drawing in the front and like compare like then versus now. And I never do that, but I also never fill notebooks. So this is probably the closest I've ever come to filling things, is like this year. So this first one is just like a florally forest, which I really like. This one is just, I don't know, I just kind of threw it in there. One of these, I don't remember which one, I think it was this one, was a different painting. I tried and failed to do a human. I'm not very good at humans. It's on my goal of things I want to really push myself to do this year. So, but I covered it up and did daisies and then kind of a same style in some flowers. So we've got a wildflower mountain lake, which I really like the reflection on this one. I feel like that turned out really good. And then we just got a moody daisy coastline. Okay, these two are, this is like one of my favorite pages. The morels are not my best work. I really love the background. I feel like the background turned out really, really good. But the mushrooms themselves, I feel like my details were not very good. I kind of rushed through it, if I'm being honest. And then this one, I really like. I've already, since doing this painting, have noticed my improvement in my like details of trees. I really like these ones, but this tree is a little lacking, but it's still really good. This is just a meh page. I don't have any deep feelings about it. It's just a moody coastline and a rock in the middle of the field. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this page, but it turned out okay. This is probably my least favorite page in this book. Again, same thing for that knitting stitch marker thing. I really like these paintings in the stitch markers, less in this context. So they're not bad paintings. They're just, not my favorite. This is probably my favorite page. Oh, I love it so much. I'm gonna bring this one closer too. An astronaut in the field. I have another one of these sketchbooks that I plan on filling with just imaginative type paintings like this, where I really kind of push myself to do something funky and interesting, and maybe do some also like fan art type things, because I'm really into Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and that type of thing. So I want to fill a notebook full of that type of stuff and things like this, because I really like this like a lot. So I also like the format of like this one kind of being kind of funky and off to the side on the page. So yeah. Oh, I love this one so much. It makes me so happy. We have the page of poppies. We've got a morning field, kind of a moodier, cloudy field, and then a poppy. I'm not very good at up close florals. Working on that this year too. It's not my best work. Okay, we have another favorite. How many favorites can you have? But I have mushrooms, which I'm really happy with the moss. I feel like the moss turned out really good down at the bottom here. And then the really pretty forest with like, I really love the depth. I feel like I could have gotten a little bit more depth to it. I feel like some of the background ones are a little too all one note. I feel like there could have been some darker ones coming in a little closer, but that's why I'm doing this. I'm learning. Bam. I love how colorful these two are. Wasn't planning on this one being quite so bright, but in the end, I'm kind of happy it is so bright. And then this one is probably one of my favorites. I really love, I don't know, just the fact that it's just a light pole with some flowers, but it's still like so pretty. It makes an impact. So really love that one. Okay, I really like this one. I'm kind of meh on this one. Again, guess what? It was part of that stitch marker one. Just pretend that one doesn't exist. But this one, I really like the water. I feel like it turned out really good. I went into it thinking, I'm just gonna put something on this page to fill it. And then I painted it and was like, okay, this is really simple, but I really like the way it looks. I kind of wish now I had taken the clouds and gone out of this square, but I kind of don't want to mess with it now. I'm happy with what it is, but at the time I kind of wish I had just made a few of these like go out of the square. I feel like that would have made an even bigger impact. Okay, we have some Instagram inspired ones. So both of these paintings are inspired by Floret Farms here in Washington State. They are a flower seed company, and Erin, the owner, and her husband take gorgeous photos. So this one is of their little cat. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. It's of their cat near like one of their little greenhouses. And then this one actually had Erin, the owner, in it, but I removed the human because I'm not good at humans. So yeah, I'm really happy with this page though. I think it turned out really good, and yeah, I'm very, very proud of this page. And we have some moody autumn paintings. I love a good autumn landscape. We have some really pretty hills around here in Washington that are mostly evergreens, but every now and then you have these little pokes of deciduous trees that They just make me happy. And then we have this like window scene, which I think turned out pretty good. I did screw up in the trees. I had painted all those individual leaves, and then I went to like kind of soften them up a touch, and didn't realize my paintbrush was so full of water. Total rookie move. And it just peed water everywhere. So I then had to dab it up, and at that point I was like, screw it, I don't care. And I just painted the rest of it. But it doesn't look bad, I don't think. I do kind of wish I had gone back and fixed it, but at that point I was just like so done and over it. But I think it looks really good anyways. I'm really happy with this aspect of the painting. I think the shadows look pretty good. We have another Instagram inspired one. This is from Happy Stems, another flower farm near us in Washington. And she had this really pretty photo of out in her garden with these string lights. Again, I removed a human from it, but I'm really happy with the light around the little light bulbs. I think they're super cute. And then we just have this guy. I'm not a huge fan of purple, but I really like purple in nature and like a natural sense. I think it can be really gorgeous, but like on clothing and for objects, I don't like it. But I really like it here. I think it turned out pretty good. Just a very simple one. I try to make sure the paintings next to each other complement each other. This one is a little bit more purple than I probably should have made it. I probably should have made it more pink so it matched. Not matched, but you know, coordinate better. But I didn't. I did more purple. I just don't know what I was thinking. I just kept adding more purple, and I really like the way it looks. It just doesn't match quite together, but that is okay. I think it's perfectly fine. And then the rest of it, blank canvas. I do have the next page taped off and ready to go. I have some ideas, but haven't quite gotten to it. So yeah, these are my two notebooks that I have sort of filled in 2022. Let me know what your favorite paintings were, and then make sure you hit that like and subscribe to see more videos in the future. Thanks, guys.